Yeah, thanks. So I'm going to give a quick overview of what we're doing at SingularityNET and why. And of course, this is a big topic to pack into a small period of time. So I encourage you all to can follow up further at SingularityNET.io and hear more of the full story. And also, we're giving another presentation. Well, you'll see. So the power of decentralized AI. No. I've been working on AI for more than 30 years now, and it's come a long way. The core ideas are perhaps the same ones that were there even in the 1950s and 60s, but things are working a lot better now, right? I mean, we now have what you could call narrow AIs that carry out a huge variety of particular tasks with a high level of efficiency, from game playing to self-driving cars to supply chain, operating power grids, medical diagnostics. And I think, what we're seeing now is the first in a series of exciting bursts. So we're now seeing narrow AI carrying out very specific tasks, rolling out across all different vertical markets in a way that's impacting everyone's lives, from trivial things like labeling your face on Facebook to nefarious things like government espionage to really useful things like AI analyzing medical records and genomic data to cure disease and prolong life. The next step is going to be what I call AGI, artificial general intelligence, where we're moving toward AIs that can learn, imagine, and reason with more of the flexibility of the human mind, dealing with things that were not already there in their training data or with the rules that they were supplied with. And once you get to AGI that can generalize and transfer its knowledge and imagine things, I think then you're not that big a leap away from what you can think of as artificial superintelligence, which is AI that can modify its own code base and improve itself, become smarter and smarter, rapidly going beyond the human level. So, while AI as it is now is pretty amazing and is doing a lot of useful things, AI is going to be taking off to a tremendous degree in the next years and decades. And it's an exciting time to be alive, but also a bit of a worrisome time. And there's a lot of different approaches to AI out there. Deep neural networks are getting a lot of excitement lately and doing a lot of good things, particularly in vision and audition processing. I've been championing an approach to AI called OpenCog, which integrates a variety of AI paradigms, including neural nets, evolutionary learning, and logic on a sort of in-RAM graph knowledge base. You can find out more about that at opencog.org. But it may be there's not just one paradigm that leads to an AI. Just as you have airplanes, helicopters, blimps, and rocket ships, you may have deep neural nets, OpenCogs, a whole bunch of different approaches leading from narrow AI toward general intelligence. And these different AIs may all connect together and talk to each other. You may end up having a sort of global AI network with many different AIs, some carrying out highly specific functions, some carrying out more general sorts of learning, and all talking to each other and combining with each other. So in that sense, you could view the network of AIs emerging on the internet, ingesting data, providing useful functions, talking to each other, almost as a sort of primordial soup in which new forms of AI will emerge from the cooperation of the AIs that are out there. But the thing is that this is not a primordial soup for the connection and combination and emergence of new AIs occurring off in a research lab somewhere. This is occurring on the internet in the real economy, and it's impacting all of the things that we do in our lives every day. And then it's worth asking, what impact is this going to have on humanity, right? I mean, many of these AIs are serving useful functions. They're helping doctors and medical researchers cure disease, they're predicting financial markets, they're optimizing the supply chain and whatnot. But on the whole, people have worried about AIs for the military, causing destruction and potentially even posing an existential risk. More recently, there's been a lot of worry about AIs and robots, changing the structure of the economy by eliminating a lot of the jobs that people now do. And this could be a good thing if people were liberated from the need to work for a living and could just, inherit an era of AI-generated abundance just hanging around doing what they feel like while the 3D printers and nanotech devices give them everything they need. It could also be a bad thing if you have, say, 10,000 people owning all the AIs in robot factories, which 3D print them luxury goods, while everyone else rummages around in their garbage, right? And so we have to ask, is AI advancing global wealth and income inequality? Is it having a negative impact on the overall socioeconomic structure of the world, even while it's doing amazing technological things? And toward that end, you can see now most new AI PhDs and most AI startups are being hired and acquired by a small number of mega corporations, which are working together with an even smaller number of large governments, right? And I mean, it's a fact that right now, a large percentage of the AI R&D in the world is going toward advertising, selling people stuff, surveillance of governments of their citizens, and then military. So sort of selling, spying, and killing, to put it simply. And perhaps this is not what we should be spending the majority of our AI resources on. I mean, these are all things that are useful in the scope of human society, but there's a lot of other interesting things AI could be applied to, and we have to ask where this is leading. And this is part of what led up to the formation of SingularityNET by myself and a number of other colleagues in 2017. I mean, really the aha moment for me in forming SingularityNET was realizing that two things that were very important to me could be solved with the same software design. I mean, one thing is how to create general intelligence, how to get a bunch of different AIs with different levels of narrowness and generality to cooperate together to form, an emerging generally intelligent global brain. The other thing is how to democratize AI, how to increase the odds that as narrow AI gives rise to general AI, you're having something that's controlled in a democratic and participatory way by all the users and contributors, everyone supplying data, everyone who's interacting with the AI, rather than having a small group of power brokers controlling this AI, which is ingesting everyone's data and in effect pulling the puppet strings of the world from behind the scenes. So in SingularityNET, we've created a decentralized marketplace using blockchain on the back end, which allows a bunch of different AI agents to provide valuable services to end users, but also to provide valuable services to each other, to share data with each other, to outsource work to each other. And so it's a dApp store, it's a marketplace for AI, but it's different than other marketplaces because the AIs in the marketplace can cooperate with each other and outsource work to each other and share data in a way that the intelligence of the whole is greater than the sum of the intelligence of the parts. So the AIs, the AI users, the AI developers form one decentralized network. And this is a different way to build AI, and it's a different way to move toward AGI. It's an alternative to the big tech company, big government approach, which is based on decentralized self-organizing networks. And this is how I think general intelligence should be created. It should be owned by everyone and no one. It should be a network of AIs that is, it's serving the long tail of AI needs, and it's accepting AI contributions from developers everywhere on the planet, not just those who live in the right places get hired by big tech companies, and it's controlled in a democratic way. And in this way, we both have more AI needs served by AI right now, and as AI moves toward general intelligence, the AI is really reflecting the totality of human value systems and human needs. So this is a big, wild, crazy vision, and as we all know, articulating such a vision is one thing, building such a thing is quite a different thing, and we've been, since we did our initial token sale in December of 2017, we've been hard at work actually building the SingularityNET platform. I was happy to launch the beta of this platform at the end of last month, which you can see at beta.singularitynet.io. And this has a bunch of AI services on it. We're not yet up to human level general intelligence, but it has a bunch of interesting AI services, processing language, vision, time series data, some processing genetics data, and you can go there. Right now it's set with some simple initial example AI services that need only a few of our AGI tokens to leverage them, and you can go and play around with some of our AI in the platform. So this is definitely the beginning, not the end of the realization of our grand dream, but we're very excited to have initial scalable, usable version of the platform now, where anyone can put an AI into the platform, anyone can connect to the APIs and use the platform. And now the next steps are to beef the platform up further and further, put more and more interesting AI in there. And we've been reaching out and now have relationships with a few large corporations who want to use this platform to meet some of their AI needs. We're doing developer workshops around the world. There's one in Tokyo in early April, one after that in Amsterdam. So we're doing workshops aimed at getting developers to put their AI into the platform. And we're going about making this a reality. And this applies across many, many different vertical markets. One of the showier applications we've been involved in is the Sophia robot, and we've been experimenting with the OpenCog AI engine and also the SingularityNET alpha and beta code behind this Sophia robot. This is a video clip from some meditation sessions that Sophia was doing, which is doing guided meditation, helping people get into more profound and blissful states of consciousness, which we published a paper on this in the NIPS AI conference. She's actually, in about 30% of cases, she was able to really induce a state of meditative bliss in the person she was interacting with, which is pretty cool. And of course, Sophia is an expensive robot at the moment, but Hanson Robotics, the company that makes her, is moving towards scalable manufacture. So robotics is one among many different application areas that SingularityNET can work with. We're also talking to customers in auto tech, fintech, health tech, a whole bunch of other verticals. Really, every market that there is on the planet can use AI. And when you have one decentralized network serving applications in many different vertical markets, then each application, the AI network, can deliver more intelligence to drawing on what it learned from every other application. So you have a lot of synergies from having the same network serving many different vertical markets. I mean, another area I'm very passionate about, we're using some OpenCog AI embedded in the SingularityNET decentralized network to analyze DNA from people age 105 years or over, so to figure out what makes them live so much longer than everybody else. And we're preparing a publication on this. But again, this is sort of a showcase for the AI tools that we're creating, which we then want biological and medical researchers all over the world to use to analyze their own data. And if our decentralized network provides better analytics than you can get from the standard bioinformatic data analysis tools, we think this can get quite a lot of traction. Of course, there's also a longer game there in terms of blockchain and the decentralization of data. Because if you get your DNA sequenced and give it to 23andMe, well, what happened? They give you a report, then they sold your DNA data to GlaxoSmithKline, right? But we would like it so that when you upload your DNA into the internet after it's been measured, it's controlled by your own private key, and then it can be included in various AI programs running on a decentralized network in an opt-in way, where you're aware of what's going on and can even gather some of that value. So it's a complex ecosystem that we're building here. There's a lot of pieces to it. We've launched the beta now. We're getting developers to use it. The other thing we're doing now is we're spinning off a new company from the SingularityNET Foundation called Singularity Studio, which is aimed at building polished end-user enterprise applications that back-end on this decentralized network. And this is aimed at driving utilization, right? Because to build the software for SingularityNET platform is one thing, but then to really make it flourish, you have a two-sided network effect problem to solve, right? You need to get a lot of developers to put AIs into the platform. We're seeding it with our own AI, but ultimately most of the AI has to come from others. You also have to get a lot of users to want to utilize the platform. And to some extent, this can happen organically. By creating the Singularity Studio spin-off, what we're aiming to do is create polished end-user products delivered straight to the enterprise, but these products on the back end, they use all the AI in this decentralized network, which can then drive utilization of the tokens. So there's a virtuous feedback between the SingularityNET Foundation, which is what did the token sale in 2017 and is doing AGI R&D and is continuing to grow and nourish and maintain the platform, and then the Singularity Studio spin-off, which is specifically delivering applications to enterprise that back end on this decentralized network. And finally, while I'm very excited about these projects, I think decentralized AI, it's bigger than just SingularityNET, and it's even bigger than SingularityNET plus Singularity Studio and its enterprise AI mission. So I've been involved also, together with my co-founder Simone Giacomelli and with Tufi Saliba from AI Decentralized, I've been involved with pulling together a new industry organization called DAIA, the Decentralized AI Alliance, and we're pulling together a whole bunch of different decentralized AI platforms to work on collaboration and cross-pollination, where you can exchange tokens between platforms, exchange data, you can exchange reputation, security between platforms. So the way I look at this, it's a network with many different layers. You may have an AI, which is a network, a neural network, or an OpenCog hypergraph network. Then you have SingularityNET, which is a network of AIs working together. It's a network of networks. Then DAIA is a network of decentralized AI networks, a network of networks of networks. But of course, that's what we have ourselves, right? Our body is a network, and our brain is a network within the body. We have the social network and cultural network of people on top of it. These sorts of self-organizing networks with multiple layers, this is how nature works. I mean, this is how you get creativity going in a really fertile and imaginative way. And to the extent that we can have the future of AI as we go from narrow AI to AGI to superintelligence be self-organizing networks within networks within networks with participatory control on each level, to the extent we can do that, we're going to have both better AI applications now that better meet the breadth of needs on the planet, and we're going to have more likely a broadly beneficial path from the narrow AI of today through artificial general intelligence and artificial superintelligence. So that's the short version of the path from here to a beneficial singularity through AI and blockchain. Obviously, the devil's in the details, so you can look at SingularityNET.io. You'll find links to a new version of our white paper incorporating what we've learned in the last year and a half, and links to play with the beta software. And there's going to be a lot of more exciting stuff coming during the next year in terms of moving the software forward, more corporate collaborations, the spin-off of Singularity Studio, curing longevity, and well, maybe not this year, but lots to come. Thanks, everyone.